Hey guys, welcome back to our 3D Reaction YouTube channel, and this is Manali. I hope you guys are doing good, and this time we are back again with another reaction video, and it's going to be of course on BTS, and they did attend the 76th UNGA, that is United Nations General Assembly. And prior to this guys, BTS did address the United Nations twice earlier, and this time it was huge because many people know them now across the globe. And to be very honest, like I'm the only one, like most of my friends came to know about BTS through me, and slowly gradually when I started standing BTS, I also got to know a few of my friends are also armies. They are BTS armies, including my sisters are also BTS armies. So that's wonderful, and this was really huge guys, because these were the young generation. The BTS are from the young generation who addressed United Nations General Assembly, and they are like a huge people. Like they are like they are like impacting the world already with their music, with all their positive attitude, with everything, the way they are, the way they're living, the way they are preaching, the way they're practicing, whatever they're preaching, it's already a huge impact all over the globe. And so here we are definitely going to watch yesterday I was watching it live, so I thought that let's go ahead and give a reaction as well. So it's President MoonJae-in. They also accompanied with their the president of their country of South Korea, which is President MoonJae-in. They did fly with him. They also received diplomatic passports, guys. Their president gave them a diplomatic passport like 2 or 3 days ago before attending this General Assembly. I've also made a reaction video on that, guys. You can check the link here and in the description box below. So they were appointed as a special envoy, and the name of the video that we are going to give a reaction on, the video has been uploaded by United Nations. So it's President Moon Jae-in and BTS at the Sustainable Development Goals Moment, United Nations. So let's go ahead and watch this, and if you're new to our channel guys, then please don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to our channel to get more notifications about our upcoming reaction videos. There's the subscribe button below and there's a bell icon next to it. Make sure you click on it and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also follow us on all other social media platforms, that is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube of course. And please watch this video with me till the end, especially if you're army out there, please watch this video with me. Now let's go ahead and give our reaction. Okay, that's President Moon Jae-in. They're mostly sitting far away from each other because of COVID restrictions.
President Abdullah Saeed, Secretary General Antonio Guterres, distinguished delegates, I am extremely delighted to join you at SDG Moment 2021, and I am grateful for inviting me to this special occasion. A research institute of the United Nations recently released a report that found that all disasters in the world are interconnected. For instance, the heat wave in the Arctic and cold wave in Texas, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic and Cyclone Amphan that hit Bangladesh, are closely connected with one another through the links of carbon emissions and environmental destruction. If the problems are interconnected, then so be the solutions.
Absolutely.
When humanity transcends national boundaries to work together, that in and of itself would be first step towards surmounting a crisis. Right in this hall 6 years ago, the UN agreed to adopt the Sustainable Development Goals, and 2 years ago, it proclaimed the Decade of Action until 2030. Humanity's strides towards an inclusive future were held back by COVID-19. Yet, ironically, it was the very pandemic that brought home the desperate need for SDGs. Our commitment to action grew stronger. We must move ourselves beyond simply overcoming the crisis to build back better and stronger. If actions that we take together are interconnected, we will deliver without a doubt. First, our commitment to inclusion and mutual prosperity must be immediately put into action now.
Exactly.
That action can begin with an equitable access and distribution of COVID-19 vaccines by the international community. At G7, the Republic of Korea made a $200 million pledge to COVAX AMC. As one of the global vaccine hubs, we're committed to making continued endeavors to expand vaccine supply and support. Taking a step further, we stand ready to actively contribute to strengthening international health cooperation at WHO, among others. Second, we must collaborate beyond our borders in responding to the climate crisis. Our planet is getting hotter faster than anticipated, with extreme weather events occurring one after another in every part of the world. Carbon neutrality is a goal that developed and developing countries alike must move towards in tandem. To this end, leading countries in climate action must partner with developing countries by sharing their experiences and transferring technologies. Korea plans to finalize its 2050 carbon neutrality scenario by the end of October and submit its updated NDC at COP26. Korea will scale up Green New Deal ODA and share its experience and technology as a nation that has grown from a developing to a developed one, thus actively supporting developing countries in their endeavors towards green recovery and carbon neutrality. Third, sustainable development demands that we fully harness the fourth industrial revolution technologies. Digital technologies and infrastructure, however, engender new divides and inequalities at the same time. Addressing the digital gap and inequalities thus presents another challenge of our time. These are the problems that we also encounter in energy transition process. Our digital and green transitions, therefore, must be inclusive and leave no one behind.
마지막으로
Lastly, we must respect our future generations and gather the wisdom for intergenerational coexistence. We must move beyond our differences in ideas and cultures across generations. All generations, as we strive to transcend the boundaries of nationality, race, and gender, to communicate and connect to one another, must recognize that after all, we're part of a global community. For poverty, inequality, climate change, and other crises that remain unresolved by older generations, the voices of future generations must be heard more attentively, as so doing would indeed be a duty asked of the older generations. Fearing change, the older generations have left many problems unsolved, yet the younger generation's sensitivity and capacity for empathy may find us the solutions. We must not forget, in particular, that the future belongs to our future generations. Joining us today are an exceptionally outstanding group of young men who are connecting with the youth across the world, BTS, in the capacity as a special presidential envoy for future generations and culture. Together with BTS, the first ever special envoy from the private sector, I hope today's gathering will serve as an opportunity to mobilize the future generations' goodwill and action towards sustainable development. Guided by the conviction that no one is safe until everyone is safe, the Korean people will join the journey of inclusive international cooperation as your most reliable, steadfast companion, leaving no one behind. Thank you.
예, 이제 제가
So I am going to introduce the next speaker to the podium. Probably the artist that is most loved by people around the world.
A lot.
Who have been designated as the special presidential envoy for future generations and culture. We're going to listen to their story, the BTS.
Here they are. I was so excited to see them. I was feeling so proud of them. Guys. I'm sure we all are so proud of them. I mean, these are the best people to represent this generation, this young generation, They're the best people. As of right now, in this world, is what I'm trying to say. Here they are walking on the stage.
Your Excellency Abdullah Shahid, President of the 76th United Nations General Assembly, Your Excellency Secretary General Antonio Guterres, Your Excellency President MoonJae-in, and distinguished leaders from around the world, it is an honor to be here today, where BTS appointed as special presidential envoys of the Republic of Korea. We're here today to share the stories of our future generation. Before we came here, we asked the young people in their teens and 20s around the world about their past 2 years and about the world they find themselves in today. Jin will share some of the answers we received. Yes, should we take a look? You can feel the good vibes from just looking at these. There were times during the past 2 years when I too felt bewildered and troubled. But still here, we have people who cry out, let's live on, let's make the best of this moment. Because we can't stand still when we are in the ideal time of our lives to take on new challenges. It wasn't as if we could blame anyone, and you must have felt the frustration. Here I'm the same as I was yesterday, but the world changed like we were transported in a flash to a parallel world. I was saddened to hear that entrance and graduation ceremonies had to be cancelled. These are moments in life you want to celebrate, and missing out on them must have been upsetting.
Exactly. Yes.
We were heartbroken when our long-planned concert tours were cancelled.
Tough, I guess.
And for a while, we
Young people.
yearned for the moments we wanted to make complete. Yes, it was a time for us to mourn for the things that COVID took away from us. A time to discover how precious each and every moment we'd taken for granted were. Suga mentioned the precious things we'd taken for granted, and lots of people answered our question by sharing pictures of their precious moments. Many people showed how they share their moments with nature. I think during these 2 years, they found dear the time they experienced and care for nature. Yes, but maybe because we feel an encroaching sense of dread that our time on this earth is limited, we just talked about the things we mourn, and I shudder to think about mourning for the earth. Everyone agrees that climate change is an important problem, but talking about what the best solution might be, that's not easy. It's a topic that's tough to make conclusions about. Yes, it is a tough discussion, but I learned while preparing for today that there are many young people who have an interest in environmental issues and choose it as their field of study. The future is unexplored territory, and that's where we, more than anyone, will spend our time. So these young people were searching for the answers to the question of how we must live that future. So I hope we don't just consider the future as grim darkness. We have people who are concerned for the world and searching for the answers. There are still many pages left in the story about us, and I thought we shouldn't talk like the ending's already been written. Of course, sometimes the world seems stuck in place even if you're ready to go. Sometimes it feels like you've lost your way. There was a time when we felt the same way. I've heard that people in their teens and 20s today are being referred to as COVID's lost generation. That they've lost their way at a time when they need the most diverse opportunities and must try new things. But I think it's a stretch to say they're lost just because the paths they tread can't be seen by grown-up eyes.
Yes, take a look at these pictures. Here we have many who are trying hard to continue their friendships online in new ways, start
And that is
learning
so
new things,
unfair.
live
So
healthier lives. I'm sorry, excuse me.
네, 새롭게 공부를 시작하고 더
Yes, these kids are trying to learn new
Pressured.
things and trying to figure new things out. They don't look lost. They look like they are finding new courage and taking on new challenges. I think that's why instead of the lost generation, a more appropriate name would be the welcome generation. Because instead of fearing change, this generation says welcome
Yes,
and
that
keeps
should be the
forging ahead.
Welcome
That's right. If we believe in possibilities and hope, even when the unexpected happens, we will not lose our way but discover new ones. There will be choices we make that may not be perfect, but that does not mean there will be nothing we can do. That's what I think. What is important are the choices we make when we're faced with change, right? Some of you heard the news that we're coming to the UN, and a lot of you were wondering whether we have been vaccinated.
Yes.
And I'll take this opportunity to say yes. All 7 of us, of course, we received vaccinations. The vaccination was a sort of ticket to meeting our fans waiting for us and to being able to stand here before you today. Just like we said in our message today, we too are doing the things that we're able to do right now. Like the vaccinations, efforts are continuously underway to keep this new reality going forward. And I think the day we can meet again face to face is not far away. Until then, I hope we can fill each of our days to the brim with positive energy. We thought the world had stopped, but it continues to move forward. I believe that every choice we make is the beginning of change, not the end. I hope that in this nascent new world, we can all say to each other, welcome. And now, as we look forward to this future, the permission to dance is our message of welcome that we want to share with everyone today.
They're so proudly looking at their performance, you know. It's the sad of being alone.
When your heart's just like a drum,
Being
hitting louder
louder.
with no way to guard it. When it all seems like it's wrong, sing along to Elton John, to that feeling we're just getting started.
And the nights get colder,
And the rhythms got you falling behind.
Just dream of a day
Jim.
moment when you look yourself
Why
right
did we-
in the eye.
I said, I wanna dance.
The music's got me going and nothing that can
Stop me. Yeah.
Let's make our plans to live
Just
just
like
like
we
a
do, rolling like we're dancing fools. We don't need to worry, 'cause when we fall, we know how to land.
Don't need to talk,
But don't just walk the walk tonight. 'Cause we don't need permission to dance.
There's always something that's standing in the
Wait,
way, but if you
don't let it phase ya.
you know just how to put just the
Right.
right vibe, yeah. There's no looking back.
And no one to prove.
Little feet on ya, it's alright.
Yeah,
So when it's
it's over.
the time is not so much to wait.
Ah,
Yeah, we keep going and stay up until we see the sun.
rise, rise, right. And you say,
I wanna dance, the music's got me going, and nothing that can stop how we move.
yeah.
Let's make a plan and leave
Just
just
like we
like
do,
it goes.
the whole night we dancing fools. We don't need to worry, 'cause when we fall, we know how to land. Don't need to talk, the talk, just walk the walk tonight. 'Cause we don't need permission to dance. We don't need permission to dance. Well, let me show you
And then we can keep the
fire alive.
Cause it's not
Over
till the summer saying one more
time. Hey,
I wanna dance, the music's got me going, got me going, how we move. Hey,
Let's make our plans and leave just like
join. He's dancing with the person in the crowd. So cute. La, 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 la. Yay! SDG. It's amazing. And yes guys, that was such a beautiful, they got to perform at the United Nations, in the vicinity of United Nations. That is such a huge thing. And I believe I just checked on, Twitter, was checking which other artists did perform at the United Nations. So it was Shakira and Beyonce. These were the two artists, female artists, who performed there at the United Nations, and the third artist are BTS. So that's a really good thing, right? And a huge thing. And I really love that, when they said that this generation should not be called as a lost generation, it should be called as a welcome generation, because we welcome changes. So that's a beautiful thing. And yes guys, there's one more video that today morning United Nations dropped about BTS, and it's BTS shines spotlight on the United Nations as envoys of the President of the Republic of Korea. So we are going to check that video as well. We are going to give a reaction on that video as well. So let's go ahead and check it out, and then we will definitely talk about the overall video of BTS, how beautiful they were and how beautifully they represented us over there, they themselves, their country, them as a young generation, talking about mental health issues and everything. So let's go ahead and watch it first, okay? Let's dive in.
It's so that opinion when your heart just like a drum.
An interview
beating
with
louder with no way to guard it.
MoonJae-in and BTS.
When it all seems like it's wrong, say louder out and join to that feeling we're just getting started.
It's really an amazing pleasure to have the President of Korea with us here today, President Moon, on a very important anniversary. But we're here with BTS, your special envoys for future generations and culture. Why are the Sustainable Development Goals important to you and also to the world?
우선 세상에는 저희가 지금 겪고 있는 팬데믹처럼 굉장히 다양한 또 어려움과 위기들이 있는데, SDG는 이 어려움과 위기를 해결하기 위해서 유엔에서 국가 간, 또 민간, 로컬 간의 어떤 협력으로 설정된 그런 17개의 목표인 것으로 알고 있습니다. 그래서 사실 왜 이 SDG가 저희한테 중요하냐면, 저희는 현재 세대이면서도 또 앞으로 어떻게 보면 살아갈 날이 더 많은 동시에 미래 세대이기도 하기 때문에 SDG는 현재 세대와 미래 세대의 균형을 맞추기 위한, 모두가 어떻게 보면 공평한 혜택을 누리기 위해서 설정된 공동의 목표라는 생각이 들어요. 그래서 저희도 현재 세대이면서도 미래 세대라는 책임감을 느끼기 때문에 굉장히 SDG에 대해서 중요하게 생각을 하고 책임감을 갖고 있는 부분이고, 또 저희도 이제 대통령 특별사절로서 17개의 목표 중에 인종차별과 혐오에 대한 그런 목표가 있는데, 그런 발언에 대해서 경각심을 알리기 위해서 저희 SNS에 저희 의사를 표명하고 발언을 한 적이 있습니다.
Thank you so much for doing the Keep the Promise campaign and calling out hate speech.
Yes, hate speech.
I think your messages are just the opposite. They're about love and they're about self-love. What inspired you, President Moon, to appoint BTS as your special envoy, and also to bring them here to attend this SDG moment with them? And just also, what are your expectations for what they will do as special envoys?
예, 멜리사 프레이밍 사무차장님 감사합니다. 우선은 지속 가능 발전이라는 목표는 우리 미래 세대에게 너무나 중요하기 때문입니다. 어떤 면에서는 미래는 미래 세대의 것이라고 말할 수 있습니다. 오늘 우리가 지속가능 목표에 실패한다면 앞으로 미래 세대들이 그 고통을 전적으로 짊어져야 할 것입니다. 그런 면에서 미래 세대들이 지속가능 발전 목표 이 달성을 위해서 보다 많이 목소리를 내고 보다 많이 참여할 필요가 있다고 생각합니다. 우리 BTS는 최고의 아티스트로 그 코로나 시대에 고통받는 이 세계의 젊은이들에게 공감과 희망의 메시지를 전해 주었습니다. 많은 사랑을 받고 있지만 그 받은 사랑을 선한 영향력으로 이렇게 돌려드린다는 데 특별한 점이 있다고 생각합니다. 저는 BTS가 미래 세대, 젊은 세대들의 목소리를 대변하면서 그들이 보다 활발하게 참여할 수 있도록 이끌어내는, 또 결집해내는 그런 역할을 할 수 있다고 기대하고 오늘 대통령 특별 사줄로 임명하고 동행하게 된 것입니다. BTS 역할에 대한 기대가 큽니다. 보다 많은 젊은이들이 지속가능 발전 목표에 참여하기를 바랍니다.
Thank you for this amazing music video that you just showed in the General Assembly hall today. This isn't your first visit to the United Nations, but this was really, really special. And we're going to be, you recorded it from 1 in the morning until into the early hours of Sunday. Some amazing video editor put it together, and it's out there in the world, and it's going to really bring the world into the United Nations. So thank you for that. Jimin,
Yes.
what are your impressions on your second visit to the UN?
유엔 참석 자체는 두 번째고요.
This is the second visit.
온라인을 포함해서 연설은 세 번째로 하게 되었습니다. 근데 처음이 아닌데도 불구하고 아직도 떨리고 긴장이 돼서 너무
He was
너무
nervous.
떨리는데요. 어쨌든 늘 정말 과분한 영광이라고 생각을 하고 있고 동시에 또 무겁게 책임감을 또 가지고 있습니다. 이번에는 또 대통령 특사로 이렇게 참석하게 되었는데 전 세계 미래 세대들에게 던진 질문들의 답을 바탕으로 그분들의 입장을 모든 세대들에게 전달할 수 있도록 노력을 많이 했는데요. 정말 이번에 이런 기회를 주신 모든 분들에게 감사하다고 전해드리고 싶습니다.
Thanks so much, Jimin. Thank you.
He's smiling.
I can't believe you're nervous because you perform in front of so many people and have millions of fans, but I guess that means we're all human, right? So my next question is to J-Hope. What is your message, or what was your message today to all of your fans? I think I read there's something like 90 million around the world, probably even more, your army. And what are the actions that you would like them to take?
이번에 미래 세대들의 다양한 의견과 답변을 보면서 팬데믹 상황임에도 불구하고 정말 꿈과 열정을 가지고 긍정적으로 살아가시는 분들이 정말 많다는 걸 다시금 깨달을 수 있었던 것 같아요. 그리고 여러분, 우리는 코로나 로스트 제너레이션이 아니라 웰컴 제너레이션입니다. 차근차근 노력하면서 해결해 나가보고 더 좋은 미래를 향해서 함께 나아가 봅시다. 파이팅!
Thank you. I love that. Welcome generation. Thank you so much. President Moon, the Republic of Korea is the first and so far the only country in the world to transition from being one of the poorest countries in the world to having an advanced economy and to being a donor nation, and this just in a few decades. Why are the Sustainable Development Goals in this context important to you, even as a country that has overcome such poverty and economic hardships?
예, 감사합니다. SDG는 단순한 경제 성장뿐만 아니라 사회의 안정이나 통합, 그리고 또 환경의 지속 가능성 등을 포함하는 균형 있는 발전을 목표로 하는 것입니다. 그런 점에서 개도국뿐만 아니라 선진국들도 끊임없이 추구해야 하는 목표라고 할 수 있습니다. 한국은 반세기 만에 절대 빈곤에서 벗어나서 민주주의와 경제 성장을 함께 달성하면서 선진국으로 발전했지만 아직도 많은 문제가 있습니다. 많은 노력을 하고 있지만 여전히 노인 빈곤이 심하고 또 소득과 자산의 그 불평등과 양극화가 심각하고 여성들의 경우에는 사회 활동에 제약이 많고 유리천장이 높습니다. 게다가 이번 코로나 팬데믹을 통해서 이런 그 불평등들이 더 심화되었습니다. 그렇기 때문에 이 SDG는 한국으로서도 대단히 중요한 목표라고 할 수 있습니다. SDG의 그 핵심 원칙인 누구도 소외시키지 않는다라는 것은 한국 정부가 추구하고 있는 사람 중심의 포용적 혁신국가라는 정책 목표와 정확하게 일치한다고 말씀드릴 수 있습니다.
Thank you, President Moon. I heard in your speech to the General Assembly, to the SDG moment just now. I think you're speaking later in the week to the General Assembly, but in your speech you mentioned leave no one behind as a very important theme. But you also spoke of other achievements that you, even during this pandemic, have been able to work on that are linked to the SDGs. I think one was climate, and perhaps there are others. Even during the pandemic, what has Korea been able to do to work towards the SDGs?
한국은 방역 모범 국가로 평가받고 있지만 한국도 코로나를 겪는 동안 취약계층이나 소상공인 자영업자들의 삶은 더욱더 어려워졌습니다. 요즘은 돌봄 격차나 교육 격차 같은 문제도 생겨나고 있습니다. 한국은 이런 그 함께 위기를 극복해내기 위해서 포용성을 강화하고 있습니다. 확장 재정을 통해서 취약계층이나 소상공인 자영업자들을 지원하고 거의 대다수 국민들에게 재난지원금을 지급해서 함께 위기를 극복하려는 그런 노력을 하고 있습니다. 한국은 코로나 극복을 위해서 국제사회와 연대 협력하고 있습니다. 모두 125나라의 방역 물품을 지원하고 한국의 코로나 대응 경험과 기술을 공유를 하고 있습니다. 코박스의 2억 불 공여를 약속을 했고 지금 한국에서 4종류의 백신을 생산하고 있는데 앞으로 글로벌 백신 허브의 한 축을 맡아서 더 많은 백신을 더 공평하게 전 세계인들에게 보급하려는 노력을 지속하려고 합니다. 기후 위기 대응에 있어서는 우선 국내의 석탄 발전소를 조기 폐쇄하고 해외의 신규 석탄 발전소에 대해서는 공적 금융계 지원을 중단했습니다. 대신에 개도국들에 대해서 그린 또는 기후 분야 ODA를 대폭 늘렸고 또 개도국에서 선진국으로 이렇게 발전한 한국의 경험을 살려서 개도국들이 기후 위기 대응에 좀 더 잘 적응할 수 있도록 적극적으로 돕는 그런 역할을 하고 있습니다.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you very much, BTS, for all you're doing to make this world a better place, and thank you for connecting your message to the messages of the United Nations, which is also just trying to make this world much more livable, much more humane, and much more just.
Wow.
So, thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
Wow, guys, that was really awesome. It was tremendous. The president taking so many questions and answering them quite beautifully, and the way he's sharing about his um, about his presidential, how he's managing and how he's delivering and how he's giving more importance to the younger generation and putting their thoughts, and yes, if you go to see within half a decade, South Korea just went, the economic was so down that it was just a developing country, and from there it just shoot up to developed country. If you don't believe me, guys, you can search videos on YouTube about South Korea's economy, and you will be shocked, as I was shocked to know that how the economy just boomed, and now they're the country who is helping other countries. So that is beautiful. That is beautiful. And BTS coming from that country is also adding up, like, amazing how they're giving importance to the younger generation and making sure everybody has. The president also talk about the women rights and about not leaving anyone behind. Like that's really important, is what I feel. And BTS, the way they answered and the way they talk about mental health issues, they talk about self-love, they talk about love, they talk about environment, and I think they are like a complete package you'll get, if you're looking for something that you would want to, if you really need a push for your dreams and goals in life, look at them, guys, and you'll be like, you will be all powerhouse, you'll grow so strong that you will be definitely reaching your goals and your dreams in life. Because they are just wonderful. The way they gave their speech. Jungkook, who's the youngest member of BTS, his age is 24, guys. He turned 24 and he's at the United Nations. This man is beautiful. And also Kim Namjoon, Kim Seok-jin, Min Yoongi, Jo Hoseok, Park Jae-min, Kim Taeyong. They're also the most wonderful people along with their member Jungkook. And these are like the 7 wonders of the world we have right now. I was really moved. The other day I was just talking with my younger sister that more than us, the younger generation did suffer. The young people especially suffered a lot in this pandemic because they were left like they're unsure of their worthiness. They were unsure of their future, their present. They were being forced to be 24 hours with their family members. Not with their friends, not with the same kind of people, with their friends like the same age, to be themselves. They were forced to be follow the pattern of what should I say? What do we call it? They were forced to follow a pattern of what the elder generation thinks. Just eat, sleep that way. They were not being allowed to be themselves. So that must have been really, really challenging for them. To speak their heart out. Not every child or children were having access to free technology so that they can expand their thoughts, their ideas, just themselves. Like it was really difficult, and I believe I hope that they come out of this and let's call them as a welcome generation rather than calling them a lost generation. I really felt bad, guys. When the pandemic happened, there were a lot of memes being created on these young people, these child who have access. Some of them do have early access to technology. Some of them don't have it all. So these elder people, elder generation who were creating memes on these people, that how they are going to after passing out online exams or something, how they might turn out, how they might become, they might not turn out good at their jobs or whatever places they might go in future. That is really so demotivating to them. They're already facing challenges. They don't know how to help themselves. People around them are busy in everybody's suffering, and plus on top of that you're putting that pressure on them. They're so young, they don't know how to deal with it. We know how to deal with it, but they don't know. So I was really sad, and I just from Facebook, from all social media platforms, wherever there were meme pages about because for me also it was like kind of draining, that I was feeling bad for these young generation, for these young kids, especially for young children. I just unfollowed all these meme pages. Even my friends who were creating such memes, I just unfollowed them straight away. I was like, I don't want any negativity, because there's enough that we are facing. if you want to feel happy, that does not mean that you would try to demotivate or try to show other people down. That's not how we are. That's not what we are as a generation. We are here to support each other. We are here to create more of a help to each other. We are welcome generation. So I think we should be more vulnerable to the young people. That's our job. That's our responsibility. That's what I think it is, and I hope and I believe anybody watching this video or people of my age, we need to support the young people. Every people have their equal amount of hardships that they go through, and is equally valid is what I feel. So we should be more vulnerable, generous, kind-hearted, welcoming to them and to everybody around us. So that's what I learned from BTS, and I'm so in the pandemic itself, that's how I came across BTS in the month of January 2021, and all these things, I had this inside me already, and I did feel like, I'm a person like, who would definitely call out bullying. Hey, you're not doing, this is not good. Hey, this is not right. This is not, and I never felt welcome in the people around me, because they were like, hey, you're trying to point out, just chill, just live your life. But you have no idea what an impact might create on a person who does not come from a privileged background, right? So you need to be kind. You need to be it's not about being serious all the time, but it's all about being vulnerable and kind and understanding. That's all it is. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. We're so happy. And about yes, this was the second. BTS was second visit to United Nations. The third was because of the pandemic. They just gave out their message. They did shoot the video in Korea itself, and it was presented to the United Nations. But this was the second visit, and I could feel how everybody was nervous. But Jimin was like too nervous, and I guess the speaker who asked him the question, I guess she was Jimin biased is what I mean. So yeah, the way she was smiling and all that. So that was a beautiful video. If you guys are proud too of BTS, guys, please let me know in the comment section below. We'll just say hi to each other, and yeah guys, that was a reaction for today. And if you guys enjoyed the video, then please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and at the same time make sure you like, share and subscribe to our channel, and follow us on all other social media platforms. The links for our previous reaction videos will be mentioned right there in the corner and in the description box below, so please don't forget to click on them and check them out. And we'll be coming up with more such reaction videos only for you guys. So then take care, be safe. If you have any videos or anything, suggestion, just suggest you want me to give a reaction on, suggest in the comment section. I'll be happy to read them, create a reaction video for you guys. So yeah, see you guys in the next video, and lots of love, lots of surrounding. Thank you so much guys. If you're watching this video with me till the end, lots of love and a beautiful life, and stay blessed. Annyeong, bye bye.